Welcome to the first episode of Best on Tour this week, presented by Best on Tour, an objective look at what went down in the world of professional bass fishing, both on and off of the water, joined by Dave Rush from Best on Tour. This is a feature that we are going to be bringing you for the remainder of the year, every Tuesday morning, to take a look at what happened the previous week in professional bass fishing. Dave, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Matt.
All right, we're going to jump right into things. The biggest news of the week, Brandon Palaniuk returns to the winner's circle on Lake Okeechobee. 95 pounds, 4 ounces out of a canal. He won by almost 16 pounds, utilizing several different jerk baits and a deep crankbait. Dave, off the water, Brandon Palaniuk also had some big news this week.
Yeah, Brandon Palaniuk was recently announced, signed with Team Toyota. Now, many of you may think, Palaniuk has been with Toyota for several years, obviously with the references to the Tundra Suites in his early years. But 15 years after purchasing a used 2008 Toyota Tundra, Palaniuk officially signed with Team Toyota and gets his 6th Elite Series trophy. So good luck for him. Good luck for Team Toyota.
2 events into the Elite Series season this year, both of them in Florida. John Garrett leading the Angler of the Year race with 204 points. No surprise, with a quarter of the season under his belt, John Cox makes the best of the Florida swing and is in second, followed by second-year Elite Series or third-year Elite Series pro now, I believe, David Gaston in third. Off the water, Dave, some interesting news came down from Bassmaster, a little bit of news from the first event, followed by some news that broke the final day of practice of this Lake Okeechobee event.
Yeah, big week for Bassmaster rules and rules enforcement. Matt Herron disqualified from the St. Johns River event for violation of Rule C3-3. Scott Martin DQ'd from the Lake Okeechobee event from the same rule violation. Matt Herron has chosen to take his talents to the National Professional Fishing League, ending his Elite Series career. And Scott Martin, obviously, no points for this event at Lake Okeechobee, so a big hill to climb for his requalification journey, actually, back to the Elite Series in 2026.
A world away from Lake Okeechobee, where almost a century belt was handed out to Brandon Palaniuk. The MLF Toyota series took place on Lake of the Ozarks. A third of the lake was frozen on the first day of competition. Cole Breeden takes the W, proving how important it is to catch a limit each day. He, I believe, was the only angler who weighed in 5 bass each day. He weighed in 40 pounds, 13 ounces, including a 5-pounder that was caught on a float and fly the final day. 7 of the top 10, a jerk bait played in their arsenal as well. Cole also threw a number of different Berkeley Stunnas, the jerk bait, to get the job done. Dave, this was a tough tournament.
Yeah, a third of the lake frozen and a third of the field double zeroed. 35% of the field did not catch a bass for 2 days, so 43 double zeros out of 121 registered anglers at LOZ.
And the co-angler who won zeroed on the final day, caught one bass on the first day and 4 on the second day. So a 5-fish victory for the co-angler winner. Then you mentioned the NPFL earlier. The NPFL kicks off its season later this week on a fishery that you're very familiar with, Santee Cooper in South Carolina. Some big names that are either continuing to fish with the NPFL or are adding the NPFL onto their resume in the 2025 season.
Absolutely, and they're hitting the lake at a prime time. 39 and some change, won a local tournament a couple of weeks ago, over 35 with a 13-6. Big fish for the tournament, takes home the top honors at a BFL, so be interesting to see what the likes of Jason Christie, Greg Hackney coming over to the NPFL, Brandon Cobb. See what those guys can do without the forward-facing sonar involved on a fishery that is prime right now.
I am on location at the second Division II stop for the Bassmaster Elite Series on Kentucky Lake. As was the case for the first Division II event, weather is going to play a major factor. Heavy winds expected for some of the tournament days as well as for the last practice day tomorrow. But it will be interesting to see how that 200 boat field shakes out. And then halfway through Division II with one of the Division Ones under the belt, and we'll get a better picture of who will qualify for those Bassmaster EQs. Become a better angler. Get behind the scenes on the top fishing tours. Learn the business of fishing and how to get sponsorships. The Best on Tour newsletter brings you all of these on a weekly basis, and it is free to sign up. Dave, how do people sign up?
It's simple, Matt. Go to bestontour.net, sign up for free. The newsletter is delivered 10:05 Central Time every Thursday morning.
There you go. Link is in the bio on the YouTube show. And I think we did it. I think we did our first objective episode of Best on Tour this week, presented by Best on Tour.